Hello guys, welcome to the Conceptual Knowledge. Today we are having some discussion over facts of December 2020. Let's get started. So the first fact of the day for the December is Indian peacock soft shell turtle. It is a riverine turtle endemic to India, Nepal and Bangladesh. Its name on peacock due to its shell looks like feathers of the peacock. They are generally omnivorous, predominantly carnivorous and nocturnal. Some facts about its conservation status is vulnerable to IUCN Red List. IUCN stands for International Union for Conservation of Nature. The species is also listed under the Appendix 1 of CITES. CITES stands for Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. Fauna stands for the animals and flora is for plants. Protected under the Schedule 1 of the Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1972. We are having three appendices in CITES and six schedules in Indian Wildlife Protection Act. Sorry, six. Okay. Only six. And belongs to the Trionychidae family. We can also say Nilssonia hurum. Next, we have Char Dham project. The project comprises improvement as well as the development of 889-kilometer length of national highways. These highways connected Char Dhams of Uttarakhand named as Badrinath Dham, Kedarnath Dham, Gangotri, Yamunotri, and route leads to the Kailash Mansarovar. Last year also we have some controversy with the Nepal due to this Kailash Mansarovar Yatra on the river banks of Kali, right? What is the context why it is in news? Environmentalists have alleged that the contractors deputed by the government for the making road for Char Dham project, they are not following the standards of making the road in the terrain. They are violating the Supreme Court orders and appropriate road width. Next we have PMI. What is PMI? PMI is Purchasing Managers Index. Is an indicator of business activity for both manufacturing as well as service sectors. It's a survey based measures that asks the respondents about changes in their perception of some key business variables from the month before. Okay, it is calculated separately for manufacturing as well as separately for services sectors. After that, a composite index is constructed. A figure above 50 denotes expansion and below 50 denotes contraction in business activity. Expansion means business is increasing and contraction means business is decreasing. Higher the difference from this midpoint, greater the expansion or contraction. Okay. Next we have green charcoal hackathon. Green charcoal. First of all, what is green charcoal? Green charcoal is made up from agricultural waste. Okay, and the green charcoal hackathon is launched by NVVN NTPC Vidyut Vyapar Nigam, a wholly owned subsidiary company of NTPC. Okay, it's a technology challenge with the aim of fast track technology developments conducted by NVVN in partnership with EESL, Energy Efficiency Services Limited. We can see this on our home appliances. We have ratings. What about its power consumption? Okay, this is giving the ratings to the appliances. The purpose of event is to leverage innovative Indian mind to bridge the technology gap with the prime objective to. These are the prime objective behind this green charcoal hackathon is clean the air by eliminating farm fire. This farm fire we are listening almost every year in the month of mid November and to mid December about farm fires. Okay, producing renewable energy out of the agro residue. Okay, promote local entrepreneurship, increase the income of the farmers. Okay, the ultimate goal to the reduce is carbon footprint of the nation. Okay, presently we have almost mostly power generating plants is using coal or any fossil fuels like diesel or crude oil. Okay, but now we are shifting towards a renewable energy like solar energy, hydro energy, tidal energy, wind energy. We are using these energies except of non renewable energies. Next is Adi Mahotsav. Adi Mahotsav is a festival which is done jointly start by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Government of India and Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India, in short TRIFED. Adi Mahotsav is celebrated in Madhya Pradesh, which showcases traditional and handicrafts and cultural heritage of the country. A celebration of the spirit of tribal culture, crafts, cuisine, and commerce. This festival is a successful initiative was an attempt to familiarize the peoples with communities across the country. Peoples and communities means we are talking about normal communities and the tribal communities. Okay, tribal. Next is SCO online international exhibition. We all know about exhibition is mainly related with the museums and all. SCO online exhibition on shared Buddhist heritage was launched at the 19th meeting of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. SCO stands for Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Council of Heads of Government, held in New Delhi recently. Okay, it is the first ever of its kind. It was developed by the National Museum, New Delhi, in active collaboration with SCO members. Participants are Museums of India, Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan, China, Kyrgyz Republic, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. SCO is mainly started by five countries: Kazakhstan, China, Russia, and Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. These are the five members of SCO. But in the year of 2017, Russia and China suggested the countries. Russia suggested to India and China to Pakistan. After that, these both countries are permanent members of SCO. Next is Bihar plans migratory bird festival to raise awareness about them. We all know about that. Migratory birds are those which are changing their place of living around the year. Bihar is holding a bird festival for the first time as a part of initiative to save migratory birds that arrive in the state in large number every year. The festival is being organized in eastern Bihar, Bhagalpur district, which is a special significance. This was because 60-kilometer long stretch of Vikramshila Dolphin Sanctuary between Sultanganj and Kahalgaon had long been a hub of migratory birds. And this area is also a part of National Waterways 1. Okay. Some prominent migratory birds are arriving at Bhagalpur, including these are some names of migratory birds. Samdorang-chu. In 1986 and 87, a military standoff took place between India and China in the Samdorang-chu Valley bordering the Tawang district of Arunachal Pradesh. Something about here, okay, and Kona County in Tibet. Something here is Tibet and its boundaries here. The standoff was the first military confrontation along the disputed McMahon line after 1962 war and gave the rise to fears of escalation. See, bordering between India and China is known as McMahon line, and between Pakistan and India is Red Cliff line. Red Cliff line. Okay. Next is nuclear magnetic resonance NMR test. It's a test which shows analytical chemistry technique used in quality control and research for determining the content and purity of samples as well as its molecular structure. It provides the analytical data regarding type of what is the type, quantity, arrangement of atoms in a chemical system or a liquid and solid. Why it is in news? 10 out of 13 honey brands of India have failed in this purity test. Okay. The NMR test is not required by Indian law for honey that is being marketed locally but needed for export. That means we are using the honey, it's not on quality standards that is needed for the export. Okay. Next is and the last topic for the day is International Association of Insurance Supervisor, in short IAIS. What is the context? The International Financial Services Centers Authority IFCA obtained membership of International Association of Insurance Supervisors. What is IAIS? Established in 1994, headquarters are in Switzerland, and voluntary membership organization for insurance supervisor regulates more than 20 jurisdictions constituting 97 of world's insurance premiums. Okay. International standards and setting body responsible for developing, assisting in the implementation of principles, standards, and other supporting material for the supervision of insurance sector. It is also provide the forum of members to share their experiences, understanding of insurance supervision and insurance markets. In recognition of collective expertise, the IAIS is routinely called upon by the G20 leaders and other international standards setting bodies. Okay, that's all for the today. Thanks for the attending the class. Have a nice day.